I want you to close your eyes for a second. Just imagine the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
Oh man, the atmosphere there is just unreal.
Right. It is bathed in this brilliant, blinding glare of the floodlights. The air is thick. You've got over 100,000 fans screaming, generating this roar that literally physically vibrates in your chest.
Yeah, it's the absolute pinnacle of franchise cricket. The stakes are just suffocating for these players.
Exactly. So today we are diving into a stack of sources, a detailed match report, and a comprehensive highlights transcript from a Tata IPL 2026 clash that completely defies logic.
It really does. I mean, we're talking about the Rajasthan Royals and the Gujarat Titans.
And our mission for this deep dive is to look way past the final scorecard. We need to figure out the exact tactical geometry, the psychological warfare, and honestly, the sheer luck that made this game a modern classic.
Because as we look through these sources, we see a match defined not just by raw talent, but by these razor-thin margins and technological interventions that altered the entire trajectory of the season.
Okay, let's unpack this. We start with what I'm calling the anatomy of T20 chaos. Ryan Parag, the Royals captain, he wins the toss.
He takes one look at the pitch, sizes up the Titans, and elects to bat.
Right. Out walk Yashasvi Jaiswal and the young Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Waiting for them is the veteran strike weapon, Mohammad Siraj.
And, you expect the experienced bowler to probe the youngster's technique here.
Yeah, you expect a chess match.
Exactly. The standard operating procedure in the first over is data collection. The bowler tests the pitch, the batter tests the swing.
But the Royals just throw the data right out the window. First over, Siraj pitches it up, Vaibhav obliterates it, back-to-back boundaries.
He didn't even hesitate.
No. And then there's Jaiswal's turn in the second over. Siraj bangs it in short, and Jaiswal swivels, launching a stadium-clearing six over mid-wicket.
Followed by two more boundaries. I mean, the Titans are instantly reeling.
They really are.
Yeah.
So they bring on Kagiso Rabada, right?
Yeah.
A premier international fast bowler.
And Jaiswal just deposits him over long on for another six.
The scoreboard is absolutely spinning. But wait. The mechanics of this game are about to break down entirely.
Oh, this is where it gets crazy.
Fifth over. Young Ashok Sharma hurls down a 147-kilometer-per-hour thunderbolt.
And look, at 147 kilometers per hour, the batter's reaction time is roughly 0.4 seconds.
Wow.
It is pure reflex. There's no thinking involved.
So Vaibhav just throws his bat at it, gets a thick outside edge, the ball flies towards slip, Joss Butler launches himself, the ball sticks in his hand, and then it spills out.
A dropped catch, a massive dropped catch.
And before Gujarat can even process the mistake, it gets significantly worse. Siraj is chasing a ball to the boundary, he slides, his leg gets caught in the turf.
Oh, that looks so painful.
He goes down in absolute agony. The physios rush out, and he has to be carried off the field.
Just a devastating blow for the Titans.
And the very next ball, Ashok Sharma dials it up to 149 kilometers per hour. Vaibhav just opens the face of the bat and slices it over third man for four.
It's relentless.
It's like watching a heavyweight boxing match where the underdog comes out throwing wild haymakers right from the opening bell. But let me push back here for a second.
Sure, go ahead.
When a team's premier strike bowler gets injured while getting hit to all corners, how does a fielding captain stop the bleeding? Rashid Khan is a world-class captain. Shouldn't a top-tier franchise have a contingency plan for a bowler pulling up injured?
What's fascinating here is the cascade effect. A contingency plan works for a single variable, but Rashid Khan isn't just dealing with an injury.
Right.
He's dealing with an injury during a violent assault on his remaining bowlers. Siraj isn't just a tactical piece, he's an enforcer who intimidates batters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So losing him mid-over forces Rashid to mentally recalculate his entire bowling geometry on the fly.
He has to cover those remaining overs.
Exactly. He has to use part-timers or risk bowling out his premier pacers way too early in the innings. The physical injury immediately becomes a psychological crisis for the captain.
So Rashid realizes he just has to take control himself.
No.
Seventh over, he steps up and completely deceives Vaibhav.
Floors him right into a false pull shot.
Goes miles up into the night sky. Glenn Phillips takes the catch at deep mid-wicket. Vaibhav is gone. Enter Dhruv Jurel.
And Jurel, he doesn't even bother settling in.
Not at all. Ashok Sharma bowls a 145.7-kilometer-per-hour delivery, and Jurel leans into a cover drive that sounds like a literal gunshot off the bat.
Pure timing, beautiful shot.
Which brings us to the 11th over, and what I call the technological pivot.
Oh, the DRS moment.
The tension is suffocating. Rashid Khan is bowling to Jurel. He bowls a magical leg spin delivery that dips, turns, and smashes into Jurel's pads.
The appeal is deafening. The whole team goes up.
The umpire stands like a statue and says no. Rashid instantly demands the DRS, the decision review system. Everything stops.
This is where human error meets technological precision.
Ultra edge comes up. A flat line, no bat involved.
So it all comes down to the tracking.
Then ball tracking loads, the virtual ball pitches, impacts in line, and then it slides just past the leg stump. missing the stumps.
Incredible.
Gujarat loses a crucial review, and Jurel survives.
I want to break down why that specific ball tracking result is so devastating.
Yeah, please do.
Leg spinners rely entirely on deception. Rashid beat the batter perfectly in the air and off the pitch. The human eye saw a wicket.
It looked dead out live.
Right. But ball tracking calculates the predictive physics of the delivery, the exact revolutions, the trajectory, the bounce.
Yeah.
When a batter survives a predictive algorithm by a fraction of an inch, it rewires their brain in real time. It provides this immense feeling of invincibility.
This is the turning point, because in that exact same over, Jaiswal calmly threads a cover drive off Rashid to bring up a brilliantly calculated half-century.
He anchored the innings while the chaos unfolded around him.
And right after that, the floodgates open as we enter the death overs. Rabada finally gets some revenge, castling Jaiswal with a 145.6 km/h missile that uproots the off stump.
Just raw pace.
Brian Parag comes in, hits a 6, but falls quickly to Prasidh Krishna. Then walks in Shimron Hetmeyer. Pure Caribbean power.
Oh, he is so dangerous in this phase.
He tees off on Prasidh Krishna, then smashes Ashok Sharma's heat for another boundary. Hetmeyer looks ready to bat Gujarat completely out of the game.
But this is where the physical reality of the sport takes a shocking turn.
Yes. Mohammad Siraj, the man we saw carried off the field in excruciating pain, returns to the outfield.
Limping, but he's out there.
Hetmeyer launches a ball high into the night sky toward long on. Siraj covers the ground, dives full-length parallel to the earth, and takes an unbelievable gravity-defying catch to end Hetmeyer's cameo. What a moment.
I mean, words don't do it justice.
I want you to picture the sheer physical resilience required to come back from a leg injury, accelerate instantly, and dive on hardened turf to take a blinder. It completely defies logic.
It's an adrenaline-fueled physical anomaly. But look, while Siraj's catch lifts the Titans, it brings Dhruv Jurel back on strike.
And Jurel goes berserk. He faces Rabada, hits him high toward the boundary. Siraj is there again. He catches it, but his momentum carries him backward.
This spatial awareness just fails for a fraction of a second.
His foot touches the boundary rope. It's a 6. Jurel brings up his 50 and just accelerates into an absolute frenzy, smashing 75 off just 42 balls.
And it ultimately took a masterclass in deception to finally stop him.
Yeah, talk about that final over.
Siraj bowls a clever, slower bouncer. Mechanically, Siraj rolled his fingers over the seam at the very point of release.
Disguising it perfectly.
Exactly. His arm speed remained identical to his 145 km/h deliveries, but the ball gripped the pitch and arrived agonizingly late.
Jurel was totally deceived and caught by Jos Buttler.
A brilliant piece of bowling.
But the damage is done. The veteran Ravindra Jadeja finishes the innings on the last ball with a classic boundary, taking the Rajasthan Royals to a colossal 210 for 6.
A massive total.
The Titans run into the dressing room staring at a target of 211. And remember, they are doing this without their regular captain, Shubman Gill.
That is a massive factor.
Chasing 211 without your main captain is like flying a commercial airplane with one engine. Every other part of the machine has to overcompensate just to keep you in the sky.
It's a brilliant analogy. The pressure is immense.
Sai Sudharsan walks out to the middle. And he looks entirely unfazed. He attacks Joffer Archer instantly, hitting a massive 6.
He looked like a warrior made of different clay out there.
He really did. Supported by young Kumar Kuchagra, they brutally target the swingmaster Sandeep Sharma, bringing up a 50-run partnership in just 5.2 overs. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Does a massive target actually free up a batter's mind? Like, does it strip away the fear of failure because they logically have no choice but to attack?
Absolutely. When you're chasing 150, the human brain calculates risk. You worry about pacing the innings and preserving wickets.
Makes sense.
But when you're chasing 211, risk calculation is irrelevant. The scoreboard dictates that failure is the default expectation unless you hit boundary.
Right, you just have to go.
Sudarsan didn't have to think. He just had to react. He let the impossibility of the target liberate his shot selection. It connects beautifully to the psychology of modern T20 batting, where pressure is transferred right back to the bowling side.
Well, the pressure is certainly transferred here. The Royals look panicked. 8th over. Parag brings himself on to bowl. He floats a slow, turning delivery.
A bait delivery.
Kushagra is deceived, goes with a big shot, but gets a top edge. The ball is swirling high in the night sky toward the long-on boundary. Shimron Hetmeyer is circling underneath it.
And this is where fielding transitions from a skill to an art form.
Hetmeyer catches it right on the very edge of the boundary rope, but his momentum is carrying him over.
He's going out of bounds.
In a split second, he tosses the ball back up into the air, steps completely outside the boundary rope, regains his balance, steps back inside the field of play, and catches it again.
Unbelievable body control.
A miracle catch. The stadium is in disbelief. Kushagra is gone.
The spatial awareness required to execute that maneuver while tracking a falling ball under stadium lights is astonishing.
It's mind-boggling.
The brain has to process the trajectory of the ball, the proximity of the boundary rope, and the center of gravity of the fielder's own body. all simultaneously.
And it brings Jos Buttler to the crease for Gujarat. The tension is electric. Sudarshan hits Archer for 6 to reach his half-century, his 13th in the IPL.
He was playing a gem of an innings.
But then Parag plays another tactical masterstroke. He brings on Ravi Bishnoi.
And Bishnoi delivers a textbook googly.
Let's break that down for a second. We hear the term googly constantly, but why was it so devastating right there?
Well, a traditional leg spin delivery spins away from a right-handed batter. The googly is the deception.
Okay.
The bowler releases the ball out of the back of the hand, causing it to spin in the opposite direction into the right-hander, while the arm action looks nearly identical.
Oh, I see.
Sudarshan read the arm, not the wrist. He expected the ball to turn away.
And then he misreads it entirely. He goes for a huge aerial shot, the ball goes straight up, and Tushar Deshpande comes running in from long leg to take a completely decisive catch.
A massive wicket.
Sudarshan is out. Stadium goes dead silent.
The required rate climbs drastically at this point. Gujarat needs 84 runs off the final 48 balls.
Buttler realizes the game is slipping away. He faces Tushar Deshpande and hits 3 consecutive boundaries. Gujarat reaches 127 for 2.
The adrenaline of the death overs is really kicking in now.
Fast forward to the 19th over. Jofra Archer is steaming in. He fires a toe-crushing Yorker to Rashid Khan. Huge appeal for LBW. The umpire raises his finger.
And Rashid instantly reviews.
Yeah.
Massive DRS drama once again.
The tension is just unbearable.
The replays roll. This time we look at SNCO, the audio frequency technology.
Right.
It detects a microscopic spike right before the ball hits the pad, an inside edge,
Rashid survives.
by the thinnest of margins.
The very next ball, Archer bowls a high full toss. Rabada screams for a no-ball review. The TV umpire checks the height with ball tracking technology.
And here is the physics of a dipping delivery. Because Archer applied topspin, the ball's trajectory was dipping below the waistline precisely at the point it crossed the bopping crease.
So the umpire rules it a fair delivery. Rabada is denied. The pressure is suffocating. Which brings us to the final over.
Here we go.
Tushar Deshpande has the ball. Gujarat desperately needs runs. Ball 19.5. Deshpande runs in. He bowls a perfect length.
Rashid has no option here. He has to clear the ropes.
Rashid puts every ounce of his power into the shot. The ball flies high into the Ahmedabad night, heading toward long off. It looks like it might go the distance.
It's going.
But it falls just short. Jofra Archer is waiting underneath it. He sets himself under the intense pressure of 100,000 screaming fans, and he takes the catch. Unbelievable.
What a finish.
The Rajasthan Royals win by exactly 6 runs.
That is a phenomenal display of nerve from Deshpande. To bowl that length, defending a tight total in the 20th over against a hitter like Rashid Khan, it just requires absolute mental clarity.
It's incredible. Let's pull back and look at the broader landscape for a minute, because this single day of cricket has completely scrambled the IPL points table.
It really has.
Earlier in the afternoon, the Mumbai Indians posted 162 but lost to the Delhi Capitals by 6 wickets, largely fueled by a breathtaking 90-run knock from Samir Rizvi.
A brilliant innings from him.
Yeah, and because of this dramatic victory tonight, the Rajasthan Royals shoot straight to the top of the points table with 2 wins in 2 matches.
Delhi Capitals are sitting right behind them. Mid-table teams like RCB and SRH are hanging on.
Yep.
But for heavyweights like KKR, MI, LSG, and the winless CSK, they are suddenly staring down a do-or-die scenario.
Already.
Yeah, early momentum is everything in a condensed franchise tournament. One bad week can sink a season because the psychological weight of consecutive losses fragments a team's tactical execution.
It is a cinematic level of chaos. I mean, we saw towering 210 run totals. We saw Shimron Hetmeyer manipulating his own momentum to juggle a catch on the boundary rope.
Incredible scenes.
We saw Mohammad Siraj physically break down, leave the field, and return to take a catch that defied biology.
Yeah, pure willpower.
We saw an entire match swing on the microscopic audio waves of a snicograph and the predictive algorithms of ball tracking.
It was a masterclass in how modern technology and human endurance collide on the pitch.
It leaves you breathless, but it also leaves you with something to ponder. I want you, listening right now, to think about this.
Oh, this is a good question.
In a tournament where a single millimeter on a virtual DRS projection or a single toe brushing against a boundary rope for a fraction of a second can completely alter the championship leaderboard. How much of a team's success is actually brilliant, calculated strategy? And how much is just getting lucky in the absolute chaos?
It's the ultimate question.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep your eyes on the pitch.